John Reedy, we're here.
Yes, just a heads up, John Ridey, mega super fan of the Weekend Hangover. Dude, we are live. Holy shit, we are live.
Let's go, dude.
Seriously, this is the 12th episode of this.
I know. We keep it chugging along.
Wow, dude.
Like the train. I gotta keep looking up at the camera over there. That's my problem.
You're looking up at the camera? I'm just trying to make eye contact with you, man.
I know, dude. I'm in the back of the original spot where it all started. The back porch at my in-laws in Hilton Head, South Carolina, and we're doing it sans with some ginger ale this time.
Well, dude, I've got ginger beer.
Yeah.
Bundaberg's night. All right.
Nice. Yeah, so we're all started. We're 12 episodes in, and I was talking to Trevor Watson today on his drive to wherever the hell he was going. He had a long drive, so we had a good chat, just reminiscing, like, man, it was crazy. You got 12 episodes. I'm like, man, it's awesome. We got more to go. We're going to be chugging along until November. It was just crazy.
Dude, you got to stop making the crazy eye contact with the screen, bro.
Okay.
You look like an axe murderer, man.
All right, here. I'll keep it chill.
Oh, my goodness.
There we go.
Yeah. So, obviously there's MotoAmerica races this past weekend, a whole bunch of stuff there. And then Red Bull Rookies Cup along with MotoGP at Assen.
Let me do the rundown real quick.
Oh, you got a rundown.
Yeah, we got a rundown. Couple talking points from the weekend. We got Kayla Yaakov, first and foremost.
Okay.
She got 2 podiums, but we got to talk about, is there too much hype? We know a lot of people are really trying to pump her up. We got to
carry on.
Get into that.
Carry on. And then, we'll get to it.
Yeah. MotoGP.
Yes.
Crash Fest with a certain someone. And some other stuff that happened, some shenanigans during the race, and some guy pieced out, and we're going to talk about that. MotoAmerica Superbike, another dominant Heron performance, and we also had a crazy wet race. And Bagger Bob.
Who's dominant in the wet? I forget.
Yeah, the Attack Boys.
Oh yeah, that's right. The Attack Yamaha Boys.
Do we have a new rivalry? PJ and Matty Skoltz. That one's crazy because there was some spicy words afterwards. Moto 2. Joe missing in action. We all were kind of bummed about Joe missing it, breaking his collarbone. Another blunder with someone in the lead. We'll talk about that. And Bosca Skuru dominates again. It's crazy. Then Stock 1000. Man, Hayden, Mr. Not Consistent lately. And
he either wins it or bends it.
I know.
He wins it by like 10 seconds or he throws it in the trash.
Crazy. So, we'll get into it. Man, who's that knocking at the door?
Oh, shit.
What? Look at this guy. Yeah, OnlyFans. Is this Josh Aaron's little brother?
Come on, guys. Josh Aaron has a few little brothers already, I think.
Wow.
Hey, please welcome Mr. Sammy, the Slammer Halbert, Mr. 69 of the American Flat Track Super Twins, right? That's what the class is called now.
Yep.
Super Twins, man, legend. Hangs out. Tell us a little bit about yourself for the people who don't know you, because we have a bunch of road racers on here. They don't really know much about flat track. And
what? I thought this was a flat track podcast.
Oh, dang it! Yeah.
Okay, so flat track is the one where you guys like rip around circles with no brakes, right?
Yeah, basically I go in circles for a living, but we do have rear brakes.
Oh, you do have rear brakes.
Rear brakes that get really red.
Speedway.
Okay.
Yeah, so speedway racing, you got like no brakes at all. We have rear brakes, or like on the TTs, a front brake. Been doing that my whole life. It's my 20th year pro, actually. Sick career for me. It's been really good. Won some championships. We got to do X Games for 4 years. Like what? Grabbed a gold while we were doing that, which was unreal. Just to even be there was so cool. And then I got hurt like a few times over my career and went part-time in 2022 and kind of started this transition of where I'm at now of like picking select events with more of a focus on creating content to promote my partners and the whole content thing and everything. It's been working well, been growing my brand, and it's like all kind of culminated in now this year, just recently landing the OnlyFans deal. Like I just announced it today. And so I've been doing this FIM Flat Track World Championship. So I've been going over to Europe to race this World Championship, which is cool because it comes with like a FIM World Championship title. And so I've like finally sold that program well this year and just landed the biggest deal of my career. So yeah, kind of stoked that I've been able to kind of manage my like kind of golden years in my career in my own way and make it work for me. I've been like managing the risk. Like if you've ever watched Flat Track, you know that those guys do some gnarly stuff at some high speeds. And so I've started like really trying to manage what tracks I do. And I love it, but I don't want to die for it. So I've been trying to manage that, which is a tricky thing as a racer. Like, most people say if you don't want to risk it to that point, you need to park it. But I've been kind of finding my own way of managing it. And it's been going pretty well. So I'm happy with it.
Well, speaking of,
so this is, wait a second. This is your 20th year in the sport, right?
Yeah, so like I turned pro back in 2004.
And you just landed the biggest deal of your career, like a 20-year overnight success?
As I was like, well, I mean, I've had good deals. I've rode for Factory Harley, this and that. And to be fair, like the Harley deal was bigger, but this is my own personal sponsor. As far as like a personal sponsor, like, it's for sure like the biggest deal. So, which is cool.
Well, I was going to say, speaking of gnarly tracks to race at, there is a certain GOAT, the GOAT that you went over to Italy to go ride at his track numerous times. Why don't you tell us about that, man? I want to hear the quick and down and dirty of hanging out with Valentino Rossi himself.
Dude, so cool. Like, I mean, obviously Rossi and them guys have been into flat track for a while. And back in the day, because, I've been doing this a while, I was one of the main guys putting out content. And so Rossi was always following my flat track stuff. We would interact on social a little bit. And then it became like time to go over there. I went over there in 2016 with Brad Baker. We did like a fun ride day at the ranch with all the VR46 guys. And man, that was like such a cool one that first time, because it was more chill. And like Rossi was so curious about flat track and all the things we do. And then after that, he started inviting me to his 100-kilometer Race of Champions. And so I've gone over there like 6 times now. So I've been going over there for quite a while now. So it's been a really cool experience from when I first started going in 16, 17, seeing some of the guys that were, now they're riding for the premier like factory teams. And back then it was like, I didn't even know who maybe Marco Pizzecchi was, or even Franco Morbidelli back then. They weren't like big name riders. They were just coming through. So, some of those guys, I've seen a lot of them kind of progress through and like get to bank bars with them. So it's so cool to go over there and race with those guys on a sport similar to mine, but their track is challenging. I will say it's the most challenging track I ride with. The dirt's so slippery. It's like a technical road race course, but on like the most slippery dirt, and you just get over there and jump on a bike you probably haven't rode before. So it's a challenging one for sure, but like so good, like so many good times over there.
Yeah, and I've heard it was like crushed limestone or something like that, where it's just so slippery, and you just watch those guys slide through there.
Oh yeah, but they're so good. Like they always get me in the right-handers. One of the first years over there, Valentino came up to me. He was like, "Oh, you're pretty good in the left-handers. The right-handers, not so much." I'm a flat tracker, but I've been like, I've been since then. Like when I go ride flat track, then I'll like the guys will park it, and after our session, and I'll go do laps backwards. I work on my backwards laps a lot.
Oh wow!
And, which also just helps me unwind a little bit.
It's a solid flat tracker joke.
but I mean, on the real though, like you flat tracking so much, and my left leg, my left hip, my left knee starts hurting going out a little bit. Spinning around the other direction, it does help.
And helps you for the TTs as well, right?
For sure.
Yeah. Tire wear.
Tire wear. Yeah, you don't have to flip tires.
Right?
Oh man. But, so let's get into it.
I mean, really quick, the VR Academy, like how many? That dude runs the school thing. I guess it's like the Italian version of what Colin Edwards does, right? Kind of.
No, I think Colin would,
but like a higher level competition.
Yeah, it's like just the top guys. Like it's not like Colin's like you go and pay and go there, right? Which I haven't got to go to Colin's camp yet. I need to go. That thing looks like a good time, but yeah, I think Valentino's is a little different program where he's training these guys to be the best, and it's so cool. I've got to kind of experience like riding with them during the day and the race, like the Americana race Saturday night, and then afterwards they go upstairs like in the upper level of the the ranch house, and they put the race on TV. They're eating food, and they're just like, they're watching all the racing, and just like seeing all of them interact, all these MotoGP guys interact and laugh and rewind, watch the crash again, talk some smack. Like, it's, what they have going there is so unique and so special. It's it's unreal to have been a part of it for so long now. It's it's a special thing he's got going on. Valentino is, as y'all know, he's the man. He brings everyone together. I mean, I remember even last year, like Franco was just saying, like it's all thanks to Vale. He brings people together like that. It's really cool.
I mean, we were talking offline, like how many guys that come through that camp that are in MotoGP right now. Like, dude, that's a record that no school anywhere else in the world can claim, right?
No, right. He's making just through him and his camp, he's competing with the Spaniards, right? Like those Spaniards have obviously been so strong, and he's changing the course of that a little bit. But
So he's got a 2-time champ on his hands now.
Yeah, that goes pretty big deal. Legit.
Yeah.
All right, so Bobby, let's get into it, right?
Yeah,
where do you want to start?
Yeah, I think we'll start with the this Kayla Yaakov thing, because I know that you were texting me a little bit about it, and I think it's a good opening discussion, being as that we got a 17-year-old racer, as she wants to be known, which is totally cool.
Yeah.
She was getting a ton of hype. She's on a big team now, and she got 2 podiums this weekend, which, last race at Brainerd, she's finally in the kind of the mix, you say, like top 6.
Yeah.
And sticking with the guys. But before it was kind of like, she's kind of struggling, going around 10th, 11th. But now,
like every other Supersport rookie.
Yeah. I mean, look, Blake Davis, perfect example.
Right.
He was up there at Road Atlanta, a track that he knows extremely well, because I've been there with him many a times with him and his dad.
Yeah.
But now it's like he's in the back. I mean, he finally started to make progress. But I mean, Sammy, what do you think, man?
I'm a Kayla fan, like what she's doing, and I think I remember talking to her and her dad, and I think they came from dirt tracking a little bit, and now I'm a fan. Like I'm not as involved in y'all's sport to hear that, like you said, like the hype. Like I haven't heard a lot of hype, but like if I was living your sport, maybe I would see that hype more, because I know how it goes when female racers, they have, I mean, as they should, and they're having success in a man's world, essentially. Like it's obviously a male dominated sport, and it ain't no women's class. Like she's doing it with the boys. And so I think that hype, if there's extra hype, which I imagine there is, I think it's probably well deserved, and like as well as being just so young and well spoken. I think hype it up. Believe the hype.
Well, I mean, I got to hang out with her a little bit in Portugal. I watched her ruin dudes on the R3 Cup over there, and then everybody saw what she did here in Junior Cup. And you know what, man? She's an impressive rider. I saw the stuff. I think it was something like, I'm here to shut down the haters kind of thing. And the thing is, I don't know where the hate's coming from, because I don't think Kayla's done anything wrong, but try to, she's a super sport rider. It's a stacked deep class with a bunch of axe murderers in the class. And, she's a rookie finishing top 10 kind of on the regular and now on the box. Right. So I don't get where whatever hate is. Now I will say this, maybe the hype is a little too much. Right. And the hype is basically and I kind of talked shit to Chuck Axlin about this yesterday, actually, but it was basically there's a couple of riders that they feature a lot. Well, there's a lot of riders in the paddock that are deserving of being featured, and they don't really talk about them hardly at all. So maybe that's where some of the hate's coming from. But other than that, I don't think Kayla's done anything wrong.
No, she's obviously
and she's
switched
herself on, dude. She's her race intelligence is way higher than you would expect. The words coming out of her mouth, they're like, dude, there's no way you're 17. No.
Yeah. Well, I know.
Crazy.
Is Ben Spees there coaching her too? Is he going to the races, or how's that?
He's at the races. I don't know if he's coaching her.
No, he's coaching all of them. He'll put a bug in their ear thing or two. I know Steve Weir is there helping out the team with the electronics. And my buddy Mike Godin's her crew chief, and he's been really working hard to get her dialed in. But they, her dad works really hard. Her dad's very involved from the get-go. I used to watch her and Blake Davis at Josh Heron's place banging bars on 65s, and she was a ripper back then. She was always giving them a hard time.
Yeah.
So she is legit as they get. I think they're jealous. I really think they're jealous.
Dude, 100%.
She got that sweet yellow Ducati, and a lot of guys would love that ride.
Yeah, I would imagine so, right? I mean, all three of the, Ray Hall Ducati riders are murdering, right? Like even Corey Alexander, dude. Like,
yep.
That guy was in Nowheresville in Superbike until the end of the season last year, and he gets on this thing, and he's like consistently top 5 guy now. Like, holy shit, it's impressive watching him.
What about when Shayna Texter was racing in singles, man? I know, she's another good example.
Yeah, no, she killed it in singles for a long time. She's actually still racing the singles class right now. Like she's kind of trying to get back to her previous form. I think she had a good run last weekend. Last weekend's race was sick, by the way, in Lima. One of our best flat track races of the whole season. If listeners ever want to go to a flat track race or watch one, Lima half mile is definitely one of the best ones, that in Springfield Mile. But yeah, they just did Lima last weekend, and it's the gnarliest, most physical track that we get to. And Shayna won there like a couple years in a row, beating all the boys in the 450 class on like the gnarliest track that takes like if anything you'd want to say, like it's like a manly track, like it's like rough and loose and like gnarly, and she just smoked the boys like years in a row, at least 2 years in a row or something. So yeah, she's legit. She
comes from a racing family too, right?
Oh, yeah, her brother's not slow either.
I mean, I don't know, he's kind of slow, I think. Corey.
I mean, he's not fast enough to beat you, but okay. Is that what you're saying?
I like Corey. I just like like giving him a hard time more than anything.
For people that don't know, Corey Texter actually ran the MotoAmerica Mini Cup last year.
Yeah, I think he's still isn't he heavily involved still? I think he's still running it.
Yeah.
Wasn't there am I crazy to think there was an older sibling named Ryan?
No, the friend Ryan Barnes maybe. So
okay.
Actually,
he's the one that passed away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's real sad.
Yeah. I'm not really into flat track anymore.
Obviously.
Just Pomona, like you said.
Yeah, Pomona, dude. Like, what's up? How come Pomona's not on the schedule anymore?
Man, I heard they did something with the track, but I think that's where they did the Red Bull Rhythm a couple years. The straight.
Oh yeah, they did straight rhythm there.
I don't know. Right. Like there was rumors like the track was going away. I don't know if it did or what, but
it's still there. I think they race horses on it still.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Yeah. So moving on, we got Stock 1000. Hayden dumped it again in race 2, which was crazy. I was talking to Mr. Watson. I know he's listening. Yeah.
First of all, you called him Mr. Watson.
I don't know. This is something.
It's
different.
Peter Pan. Come on.
Peter Pan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Forever young. Yeah. So he dumped it, and Jason Uribe was there to bite again. Dominated race 1. Then, man, it's just like he can't. He doesn't seem like he's in it. But yet in Superbike, dude's finishing 6th on a stalker, like crazy.
Who's that, Hayden?
You don't think he's in it? I don't know. I watched the race. He looks like he's pretty in it to me, man. Like
racing with the interviews, you just see he's kind of like, I don't know. He doesn't seem all there.
Like that's just Hayden's style, right? He's just like a good old boy from Kentucky, hard charging, motorcycle riding, savage son of a gun. You know what I'm saying?
Some bitch. Yeah. He's a son. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys run the same number.
Yeah. Yep. I was actually I'm 69 in American flat track, and I didn't sign up for my license for a while this year, and they were like, "Hey, you need to pick your number because someone else was trying to get it." I'm like, "Who's trying to get my number?" And they were like, "Hayden." I'm like, fair enough. He does have tie, like he's related to Hayden's and all that. So, but I saw that crash of his. It was in that like on that downhill at the ridge. I was paying attention more so to the ridge than I do the that I try and follow MotoAmerica, but I was watching the Ridge a bit more, knowing I was coming on here, and that's like, I'm from Washington State. I've rode that track a few times, so it's fun for me to watch them guys. But yeah, I don't know, like I'm not that great at road racing, but like that corner, I feel like every time I go through it, I'm just like rolling through it. Like maybe I don't race that corner hard enough, but kind of seemed like an interesting spot to crash. But
it's Lombard Street, dude.
It's kind of a slow corner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
but you come down and G-load it out.
I always compare it to Lombard Street in San Francisco, man. Like ever since I went there in 2020 for the first time. And yeah, it's Lombard. If there was houses and planter boxes on either side, it would be Lombard Street, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was
first gear, right? It's pretty much first gear,
I would think,
or second.
I'm in first.
Yeah, going into it too. I mean, like you're super hard on the brakes going in there down to first gear, and you can hear even on the video.
Yeah, you can hear skipping the tires,
the rear tire barking, right?
Yep.
So they're that's probably why you like it, right? Because it's left, and it's
Well, it's like you get all this. I'll get totally slowed down already going into that left, and then I'm just like poking through that right-hander where he fell. But yeah, I just thought it was a little bit of a weird crash. But I'm like, they're racing. I was just riding.
But yeah,
no, it was a bummer for Hayden. I was he still got up and got 7th or something, right? Like I thought that was
fourth.
He
got 4th.
What?
Yeah, dude, he actually finished 4th on track, and then because after the checkered flag, he didn't negotiate the turn 1 chicane. So he blew the chicane, and I guess they penalized him some shit, and somehow he finished 7th or 8th now.
Yeah,
like, I don't know.
That's brutal.
Because it's a rule.
It's
a rule at the Ridge that you got to complete the first corner.
Yeah,
because of the chicane and where the chicane is located.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like kind of right after start finish.
I think it was something that they had done when they originally went there and added the chicane, because they tried to do it without the chicane. They're like, we can't, it's too fast for turn 1. So
you don't want a bunch of dudes ended up in the trees.
No.
I think I rode it without the chicane before. Pretty sure I rode that without. It's kind of cool. But yeah.
Oh, the locals all talk about it, and they're like, "Oh, dude, turn 1's like 180 mile an hour or something crazy." Right?
Jeez.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, Jason Uribe chalks up another win. He's second in points, and our boy Benny Smith on the box, P2, beat Ashton with Ashton's tire going off. I thought it was pretty awesome. Ben's been real consistent. It's Ashton, man. He's coming alive too.
Dude, Ashton's getting close. I did chat with Ben briefly, and I was like, dude, what's it gonna take? What's it gonna take to start battling with Hayden Gillum? And he's like, a turbo. So I thought that was kind of funny. But Uribe, dude, I had him on the show here last week.
It's the show. It made him faster.
Right. Yeah. Like if you want to be in the front, you got to be on the show. Is that what you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Uribe had something interesting to say to me, and it's really good that he won last weekend, because apparently in his contract, it basically says, like, if you don't win the championship, you're fired.
Jeez.
That's pretty rough, right?
A gnarly contract to have.
Yeah, dude. Like, you don't
win it or win it.
Yeah, like either win or don't even bother coming back next year. Like, wow.
Oh man.
Yeah. So
that seems gnarly to me, that guys like, I don't know, riding a 1000 and they're like, and it's in the stock 1000 class, and he's saying he needs a turbo. Like what? They need.
I think he's just talking shit.
Okay.
Yeah. Because he's on a stock R1, and the Hondas and the BMWs are just so fast.
He says they were getting off the corner crazy good.
Really well.
Yeah. I think a stock 1000 would be fine for me.
Yeah. So circling back to Supersport, we had a little bit of a dust up with PJ Jacobson and Matty Skulls. Now, it looked like a racing incident to me, and PJ did not think so and said so in his post-race interview. It was like, he got into me, he caused me to crash. He shouldn't be racing dirty. What say you?
Yeah. What say you, Sammy?
I mean, do you know what my nickname is? Slam and Sammy over here.
So, based on your knowledge of slams, did that look like a slam to you?
Well, I will say it's so different in road racing. Like, guys are hanging off the inside of their bike, looking that way. That's been one of the hardest things for me to get used to, like road racing at a high level, is that you're like hanging off the bike, looking that way, but then you want to use the whole track on the right. When I first got on a big bike, that was the hardest thing for me to kind of figure out. And that looked like that kind of a situation. Whereas hanging off the inside, looking one way, and then obviously didn't look intentional. Like you didn't,
No.
but like the bike just ended up there like that. I feel like that happened in MotoGP over the weekend too, a couple of times, like similar incidences. So I missed PJ's interview, but I like that it got a little. I like that it got a little spicy there. It's good. Like throw that spice in there and let's go.
Yeah.
Obviously, the guy didn't mean to do. He probably was apologizing when he was riding away. Almost couldn't believe it happened. Probably, but
I mean, he looked back too. Like what the fuck, right?
Yeah. So, well, and you could see when he pulled into hot pit, Ed Sullivan came out and was talking to him, was trying to dude, it's not your fault. I saw it. It's not your fault, because you could tell Matt was not happy that it happened, because he didn't want him to go down. He wanted to keep racing him, but I knew that he was like, oh man, did I do something wrong? So you could tell Ed kind of reassured him, like, no, dude, it's not your fault. So
and that's
on the broadcast too, right? Like Hayden, Roger Lee was like, look, man, looked like Roger Lee thought, because they replayed it a couple of times, right?
Yep.
But Roger Lee thought that it looked like PJ didn't want to give up the spot either. And there's a commenter in here that says, who was that? Cody Krager says it was 100% a slam. He says that he thinks PJ slammed into Matt. Like that's a stretch, but it looked like a couple of guys racing for the same couple inches, right? I mean,
yeah. Maybe a little flashback of Jerez in 2005, last corner with Gibbernow and Rossi.
Jesus Christ!
Way back now.
I know,
like Wayback Machine with Ricky-Bobby. Just a heads up.
That's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, no, it's gonna be good. I think PJ is struggling because Matt's kicking his ass on that R6. Like he's got that thing dialed. So it's gonna be really hard to beat.
That class is looking spicy right now. I'm liking it. It's a fun class to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, Supersport right now, I mean, the front runners consistently are the couple of Ducati guys, right? With PJ and Corey Alexander. Seems like Kayla's coming, so there'll be a third Ducati if she starts getting consistently at the front. Then you've got Matt, but then a couple of Suzukis. I don't know what the fuck's going on with the Suzuki team, but I don't know. Some kind of electrical problem or whatever. I don't know. But
yeah, Tyler Scott seemed to can't finish a race. He got one podium this weekend out of a couple races, and Jake Lewis, our tall man from OWB.
Yeah, dude.
And with the bagger bod, and he's crushing it, man.
Yeah, pulling for Ty Scott. Like that was so weird when he was leading. It was almost like I guess they said they had electrical problems, but it was almost like, wait, did he just make a mistake because it was raining and he tried to tell him to slow down? But yeah, it sounded like an electrical problem. But man, that was weird. That sucked. He looked like he maybe had that race under control.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. I mean, I do have some words from Posh about Superbike. But that's not related to Supersport, so it doesn't really help.
Dish it. What did Posh have to say? I bet it was great.
I think he needs a turbo as well.
Okay.
No, but I wrote down what he said, but
go for it.
See. I'll go for it. Let me find it.
Yeah,
I gotta find my Posh quotes. He says he struggled a little bit over the weekend. They're just trying to get him comfortable on the bike and on the track. He missed the ridge last year with a broken back, so it took him a little while to get up to speed, and he feels like they were just like a day behind all weekend. He said Saturday he thought with the rain and stuff he had a good shot to fight for a win, but then got punted off the track on lap 1, so that was pretty much out the window. And then Sunday he straight up didn't have the pace himself or with setup. But it was nice to at least snub JD in race 2, so it didn't feel like a complete disaster.
My guy JD.
Ah, man.
Yeah, we can roll into Superbike.
Yeah, JD's been on the struggle bus in the Superbike so far,
man.
right? Like he's just not quite there. That thing is super hard to ride. It looks like anyway.
Yeah, for sure. Heron had a dominant performance on Saturday or on Sunday, and then your boys went 1-2. Richard had to buy dinner again on the rain race. So
yeah, I think the skipper had to buy dinner for the whole team. Like whenever the boys finish 1-2, doesn't matter which one, what order it is. When the team finishes 1-2, Richard swipes the card for dinner.
Nice.
For the whole crew. It's yeah. So I'm sure he'll tell me all about it tomorrow on the Superbike Genius show. But yeah, Heron, he's I don't know what his deal is. He's kind of like Rocco in the wet, but man, when he's on, I mean, his one lap pace is crazy, but he did a good job. He checked out and did his thing, So good on him for that.
Yeah, Team OnlyFans, go. Seems like he's vibing right now. Yeah, he's just like, I mean, he seems like he's on a roll, huh?
Sometimes, I mean, it's like just when you think he is, then he isn't. It's like he's either on or he's not, but there's not really an in between there. It seems like.
Yeah, he was struggling at Barber, crushing at Road America. He was then kind of having a hard time. Yeah, Brainerd, yeah, for sure. And then Road Atlanta, he was not. He didn't seem like he was on. But then,
right.
Yeah, I don't know what it's about this track. He'll definitely be there for Laguna. That's for sure. He's good at Laguna.
At Laguna, man. So he's going to be a threat at Laguna for sure.
And Baz got pole. That was awesome.
Do you think, Sammy? Do you think that we're going to see Baz like step up, like to where he was the last time he was here, at least?
Dude, I don't know. Like, I don't know him really, or his career path too much, to be honest, compared to some of the other guys. But
he's an ex-world Superbike racer from BMW last year, and then he left. He raced here 2 years ago with HSBK. Right, and was the sole rider, and then he went and rode Ducati and World Superbike. So, the dude's legit, and he rode MotoGP. He's a MotoGP rider for Aspar Ducati.
Right. Yeah, I don't know, man. I haven't seen it here. Like, just has he? I mean, I guess if he's starting to show flashes of speed, like you said, he got pole. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah. We're gonna go with a maybe on that. Thanks.
Like, I don't know. I'm gonna go with a maybe on that. I don't know, Loris, but yeah, I mean, it's cool to have them guys come over and play with us, play with the USA boys. But yeah, I'm Team USA on that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, Baz has been kind of nursing a bunch of lingering injuries or whatever too. So, like, the expectation of him
leg ran over last year.
That well, at Road Atlanta too, right? He got smashed into the back.
That's right.
He smashed into the back of Richie.
So,
I didn't see it in your notes, but did you talk about Xavi Flores on the box on?
Yeah, Saturday? That's right. Your boy Xavi on the box.
Yeah.
That
thing, huh?
Yeah, dude. You ride it in the wet, that's for sure.
Yeah. So
no, that was awesome. All right, let's move on to some MotoGP.
All right. Well, hey, before we jump off a Superbike, like, because I'm curious, because I don't know, like, why was like a Bobier Gagne Beach like 8th, 9th, and 10th, like, what was going on there? And in the dry race, I just didn't understand. Like the wet race, like I don't know. Like I know that was like a debacle there with like rain tires, dry tires, and that whole deal. But I was watching that dry race. I didn't understand why them guys were in the back.
Well, you want me to take that one? I can take that one.
Just
from Insight, Jake.
Let me check my phone and the text that I got from Camp
Whore mouth.
Camp Bobier.
No, Bobier, obviously, he's injured, man. Like, he was not supposed to come back to Laguna, and then he came back early.
Right. Okay.
He busted his heel, dude. Like, he's fucked up. Like, you see him walking around the pits. He's got a cane and shit, right? So I think he's just trying to nurse points, basically, right? And that's kind of what Gagne's doing too, because he's got this arm pump thing that's super bad. He's all jacked up, and he's had like a gazillion surgeries on the thing, and his hand goes numb. So,
that sucks. Do you think that track was also not great for that bike, for Bobier and Beach? They're on the same bike, right?
Yeah, they are.
I hear a lot of guys say that the window of setup is pretty narrow on that thing.
Yeah. SDK was talking about having a hard time getting that bike to turn.
Yeah.
And he was struggling a little bit too, where he had flashes of speed at Brainerd, but not at the Ridge. It's a little bit tougher for him. I mean, he never raced. I mean, I don't think he raced there.
Right. So
Laguna is going to be a good round for a lot of dudes. I have a feeling.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it looks like Jake's just gonna ride it out and hope for the best, basically, right? And then he's gonna get something done after Laguna to fix it during there's like a 4-week break or something. So
yeah,
we may see a different Bobier and a different Gagne show up to the round after Laguna.
Yeah. Yeah, I think what's after Laguna? I gotta look at the schedule.
I think it's is it Mid-O?
Yeah, Mid-Ohio. The Ohio Crazies, whatever they call them. That's gonna be nice. That's right. Yeah, it's in 4 weeks.
Nice. So, yeah, hopefully Beach gets it going on too. I know, like, he's like, of all guys, he's like one of the most dedicated racers I've ever seen. Seems like he lives it, like, for real.
For real.
Yeah.
Right? He's like a Tasmanian devil, dude. Like, that dude's he's like yoked out, like, like, holy shit. Do you see him pick up he's crashed a bike, and then you see him just pick it up like it's a Coke can, like stout.
Yeah, I'm sure that Yamaha was pretty light for him to pick up with Essence and Racing.
Yeah, I mean, going back to Rossi's briefly, like, I went there with him in 2019, and he's unreal. Like right away, first day there, he was as fast as me, and I'm like, I've been here like 5 times. And, but he's just, like, of all people, like, in the world period, I think he's the best, like, TT racer, the best on, like, that kind of thing. Like, the qualifying for the final race, he topped the timesheets faster than all those guys. Like,
weren't you partner with him in 19?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
You guys got on the box.
We got on the podium. That was so sick, being on the podium with him. I think Rossi's team won, and me and JD were third. And with the meat sticks for the necklace that they do, and like all the stuff they do over there on the podium. But yeah, no, JD helped lift us up onto the podium a little bit. I mean, I did all right, but like JD was killing.
Yeah, it's hard to see him struggle. I really hope he gets things going with the team.
Yep.
All right. So moving on to MotoGP. Do you want to hit your Kristen Daniel Red Bull Rookies Cup update?
Yeah, before I do that, I just wanted to say what I had from Chuck Axland.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Because dude, like, I talked to Fong too.
Oh yeah, let's go.
So Chuck Axland, like, I was asking about the numbers at the Ridge, because we've had a few fans of the show talking shit about the attendance at some of the rounds or whatever. And I was like, hey, Chuck, like, how's business, bro? Like, how's the numbers? And he said attendance at the Ridge was up 25 to 30% at the Ridge this past weekend, which is epic. And he says that Laguna looks like it's trending strong as well. They've had to open up additional camping areas 3 times already.
Wow.
So, and he said another cool thing is there was no red flags on Sunday and no air fence impacts. So,
they didn't have to reinflate it. That's awesome.
Right? Yeah, so extra fans there, and that kind of, I can't remember who it was saying on the podium, but they were saying that there was, like, it looked like there was more fans than I've ever seen.
I did notice that.
25 to 30% jump probably
pretty solid,
that, right?
Pretty solid.
Yeah. And then Bobby Fong, he says race 1, tires. I guess the call, like they were talking about it, how they gave people time to make a choice or whatever. And I've talked to a couple of people, and it sounds like that was bullshit. It sounds like the decision to go full wet was late, and a lot of teams weren't prepared, and didn't have enough time to swap them before the drop. So that's why they so many top people that you saw was rolling around in slicks. So Bobby's like, dude, race 1 tires.
Didn't he come in and swap them out?
Bobby?
Yeah.
If he did, it was too late, obviously, right?
No, well, he started catching up or getting point. I can't remember. Like there was somebody pulled in. I think it was Bobby, and they just threw the wets on there and then just sent them right back out.
Right.
Just ready to go. Just go.
So then in race 2, he says it took him too long to get by those guys. And I asked him what his plan for Laguna was going to be, and he said, "Dude, I got to win."
Yep.
That's it. Right. Yep. And he also said, just a heads up to everybody watching, he says he thinks that the championship's going to just be super tight the rest of the season. And it's not going to be like before where there's nobody going to get away.
No.
So there you go. That's what I got for that.
Awesome.
Go Bob.
Yeah. Bagger Bob, man.
Yeah.
That dude's not. And you know what? He told me he's riding the bagger at Laguna.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Dang. I don't know how competitive his bagger is, but
it's pretty competitive.
Yeah, well, with him on it, right? Like that dude's he's kind of
the Rolling Sands makes a pretty solid Indian.
Supersport pace on a 600-pound motorcycle. That sounds awesome.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Sign me up.
Yeah, sign me up for that shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah, so Christian Daniels, he said in the Rookies Cup, first of all, Christian, dude, he was like in race 1, he was running like top 6 a couple times. And then he makes a late race mistake or whatever, and was battling and ended up 10th. But it was good to see the kid like running kind of close to the front. And I was like, full contact sport in the last lap, that kind of stuff. And then race 2, all the front dudes, like the top 6 guys, went a second quicker than they did in race 1.
That's insane.
So the kid was battling in that from 7th place down to like 11th in that second pack of axe murderers.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he finished 8th. So
that's awesome. He's moving up and he's finishing races, which is
So he says that he needs to do a better job at the start of the race and be way smarter about the passes, because he says the top guys seems to be able to make the passes with intelligence and strategy instead of making passes that run both riders wide.
Yeah.
So
and that's a learning experience for him.
Kid's pretty switched on, I think.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't know, Sam, if you know who that is.
No, actually, I don't.
Yeah, Christian Daniel. He's the American kid in the Red Bull Rookies Cup.
Yeah, it's awesome to hear he's over there doing it. Where were they at?
Same place as MotoGP. Assen. Yeah. And actually he lives in Spain. Like his dad moved the whole family to Spain, like
full commit
2018 or 19. Wow. And so the kid's been living over there since 18 or 19. And, they went over there so the kid could race at a higher level.
That's
seems to be working out for him.
Yeah.
You know what we need to do? We need to send him to one of the FIM flat track races if he's available to come visit.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah. Or get an invite to the Rossi camp, bro. Like,
right.
Put a good word in.
Yeah, let's do it. So yeah, we'll talk Moto 2 and MotoGP. We'll start with Moto 2. Big
Broken
bummer,
wing.
Man. Joe Roberts, dude.
Busted wing, dude.
Such a bummer, man. Such a bummer. I was really sad to see that.
Dude, and then that he was ready to race, but is that a new rule? Like, because
I don't know.
We've seen guys do it in the past before, right?
Yeah, didn't Lorenzo do that years ago?
Yep.
Like,
that's probably why the rule came up.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. They probably looked at him and like, we can't do this to anybody. We can't let them do this to themselves. Like you can see him keeled over. He's like, oh god.
Sammy, have you had your collarbone plated?
Dude, I've never broke my collarbone. I don't know. Just knock on wood.
Ow,
Wow.
lucky.
Dude, I'm like, I've taken some freaking slams. If anyone's followed my career, like I've taken some gnarly slams, but I'm tuck and roll, baby, tuck and roll. I don't know, man.
I love it.
I haven't been easy on my body, but I've managed to not break too many bones, just tore some ligaments more or less.
Yeah, I usually get the separated shoulder rather than the collarbone. I kind of wish I had the collarbone instead, honestly, because then my shoulder wouldn't look like that.
Yeah.
You know?
I think we can all agree that crashing sucks.
Yes. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah,
he was ready to go, man. He was pissed. He ripped the piece of paper that was on his windscreen and he ripped it off. Like he's like, I'm ready to go. And in his interview, he had begged and pleaded to be able to qualify because he got back pretty quick from the surgery in Spain. And nada. But he's not. It's not. He's 23 points back right now, so nothing crazy. Sergio Garcia got pushed back a couple places. Fermin Aldeguer, man, another blown lead like he did in Barcelona. Like, I don't know how he did it. He got the long lap penalty, and it was like, come on, dude.
Yeah, it's been an interesting year for him, right? Last year he like dominated so much, and then off of it this year. He's already got a MotoGP ride next year, right?
Yeah, man.
What team is he on next year?
Oh, well, he got the Didn't he get the Pramac deal? And now they're going to Yamaha.
Who got the Pramac deal?
Fermin Aldeguer.
Oh, no shit.
Or he got either Pramac or Grassini.
Yeah, I remember he already kind of had a ride, but I forget where. But
I'll look that up. But he had already got it. I think it was Pramac. I really do. I think it was Pramac, and he was taking Morbidelli's spot, and then he was taking Jorge Martin's spot, and then now that's going to be kind of weird. So but and he hasn't been doing that good all year, man. He's been crashing, and he was supposed to be the one that was going to win the championship.
Yeah, he was the favorite at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, and then you got two guys on this helmet-funded team, empty helmets, and Sergio Garcia and Ayagura are like neck and neck in the championship. This is crazy.
They're on a team funded by a helmet company?
Yeah, empty helmets.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I just got a text message. This is really funny. I just got a text message from Richard.
Oh, gosh.
And he's like, dude, we had plenty of time to change tires.
Oh, yeah, he did. Richard's watching right now, huh?
Yeah, he's like, it's all about planning. Hello. Yeah. So, yeah.
Oh,
there you go. Boy Scouts.
Okay.
Yep.
Right?
Boy Scouts. Be prepared.
Be prepared. Yeah.
Yep.
Do you guys bet on that series? That's like, I saw they had betting there. That's kind of sick. Do you guys bet?
No, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I only gamble with my life as well. So
facts.
Yeah, that's tight. See, like a lot of these track day guys are like, oh yeah, man, bet on this stuff. I'm like, dude, that's tire money. Like, betting is tire money. I look at things in aspects of how much is it going to cost me for a tire, and is that going to cost me my tire budget? Like what? No. Right. It's like the most expensive piece of the racing puzzle.
Yeah, I think that company has written MotoAmerica a pretty healthy check, so they have to do that. And it's I haven't asked them, and you know what? I don't think they would tell me anyway. Like how awkward it feels to talk about bet. Okay, now it's time you could bet on it. Like
Greg leads into it pretty good. Greg he leads into the betting. He's like, all right, everybody sign up and get your bets in.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like kind of a cool thing. Like, I wonder if a lot of people are doing it that are in the industry or what. I don't know if y'all have heard if industry people are doing it or what. Like, I don't know. I don't bet. Like I said, I haven't, but it just seems something cool that it's involved. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see what it's about. I do know there's one bet out there, Chunky Buns.
Oh, Chunky Buns.
She's still yet to collect her money for.
Dude, she won another $100, right?
Yeah, she won another. So one of our viewers, Chunky Buns, she has a bet out there that Mark Marquez bet her $100 that Mark Marquez is going to win the race, and she is betting against him winning, and she's whatever.
Chunky Buns, put in the comments how much money you've won this season so far.
Yeah, she didn't get paid because the scallywags aren't paying up.
She's way up, dude.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
she's way up. I bet she's at like $500 at least, right?
Yes. Saxon Ring is probably going to be the biggest, like, that'll be the one that he'll come close. So I guess, yeah, we'll roll into MotoGP here. Marquez crashed in qualifying again. And, almost took out Alicia Spargaro because he was dilly-dallying around trying to get that damn toe again. And he's just sitting there like, dude, there was a whole gaggle of dudes. There's a whole gaggle of dudes, and Martin was the one that got called out with the three grid place penalty. But Mark, starts going with like 30 seconds to go or whatever, a minute to go, and he starts ripping on cold tires and then tries to undercut Alicia Spargaro, tucks it in front of him, and then that's it. It was like, come on, dude. And then crashes in the sprint race.
Are you over here talking smack about Marc Marquez right now? Like,
absolutely.
Who are you?
Absolutely.
Tell him, Sammy.
Dude, that guy is a freaking machine. Like, he's incredible, man. You got some balls on you, boy. Like, go. What else? What else you think?
This is where, man. Like, this is the second guy we've had on the show that's like, dude, Marc Marquez is a badass motherfucker. Like,
dude, I mean, like, sure, like, so maybe he played his cards wrong, maybe there, but like, how many times has he played his cards like a freaking genius? Similar situations, or like when he was on the Honda and he did the qualifying and was like, pulled the hat out of his, like, he just like he's done it right so many times. Like, he's playing the game, he's using his experience, and it didn't work out this weekend on the qualifying deal. But like, dude, like, I don't know. Are you definitely armchair quarterbacking over there? But I guess that's our job right here.
No, that's
we just talk shit on the internet. Right?
Like, that's all I do. I try to generate people's spicy comments. That's how I gotta roll. Yeah. No, honestly, like, I think.
Oh, Chunky Buns is inviting Sammy to take her bet.
Dude,
the $100. The $100.
I mean, I'm still Team Italy on this one, but I'm just saying, like I wouldn't be I'm just saying I've seen Marquez like do some genius things. We all have a while back.
I think the incident in Jerez in 2020 changed the game, and I think that he is. How do I put it? He's had a huge ego for a long time, and he's got a number in his head, and that number is to beat Rossi's championships, and he'll do whatever he can to get there. And it's come to a head, and the same tactics are not working anymore. The guys are way faster than what he was used to dealing with, and now he's on a bike that he can go fast on. But the problem is he's acting with the same mindset he's had in the past with the Honda, thinking he can just bully everybody around.
Bobby has a in-depth knowledge of Marquez's psyche, apparently.
Yes, I pay attention. I see it. But it's you can just tell. And in the race, what was that? He gave up the place because he knew his. So they were saying that his screen tells them when he's had too low tire pressure for however many laps.
Right.
And he jumped back, but then he still busted it.
Yeah.
Dude, that thing sucks. Like, that whole situation, that's not cool. That doesn't look like real racing when they're doing that. That whole tire rule, like, that feels like kind of a newer thing that's been going on. It just kind of come to the front, at least recently. But yeah, I'm not a fan of that program. And then
I'm not a fan of that or the long lap penalty bullshit, right?
Yeah, long lap or whatever. I don't know, but like the tire thing, I don't know. Like, and what Digia? I guess that's why Digia gave it up too, or he just wanted to follow. I don't know, because Digia did pulled over as well, right?
Right.
Yeah, I think he did. But it just seems like because they were trying to run under tire. So I think the strategy was, all right, we know you're going to be on somebody's butt for a long time. We're going to run low tire pressure, and you got to stay behind him. We didn't realize he was going to be in the lead, and then he's like, oh crap. Lead of the group because Pecco, and he thought he was going to be up in the front group, and he didn't make it. And then now it's like, okay, now I got to rethink this whole thing. So then he's like, alert, I got to back it up. And then it just fell apart from there.
Yeah. Like, why is that tire pressure rule even in there? Like, they can't run low tire pressure? Is it like dangerous for the tires, I guess? Or
yeah, supposedly, didn't they have a couple years ago, wasn't there a round where there was a nasty bunch of failures and then they found out people were under the so now it's like they penalize them or
what
whatever.
happens is the freaking aero is heating up those tires, and you can't be behind them too much.
Right.
Like, you can't be too close, so your tire pressure goes through the roof, and then you see the guys like can't ride it, and then they're at risk of like tucking the front in the fast corners, and then so they're having to deal with all that mess, and then to try to make a good pass, you got to be on their ass the whole time, and then you got to line it up. But if you're back there too long, heats up, tire pressure goes through the roof, so they started running low tire pressure, anticipating.
It's like all this bullshit because they've turned their motorcycles into fucking spaceships.
Yes, exactly. Get rid of the aero, and you get rid of the problem.
It sounds like that's coming, right? Didn't they already yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, they're getting rid of some of the aero. They're shrinking it a bit, and they're probably cutting out some of the nanny shit, transformer stuff. The transformer stuff.
Yeah, getting rid of the transformers. And I actually think the width of the outer wings have to be smaller now.
It's like 30 or 50 millimeters, something crazy.
Yeah, like, something a lot smaller.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But I mean, and then Pecco, man, freaking, that's like Jorge Lorenzo 2010. Just bam, 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 bam.
I gotta love how Ricky-Bobby just throws down like historical facts. Like, this is his like Greg White moments.
Dude, I fell in love with the sport when I got my first sport bike in 2010, and just watched it ever since. So just became a huge fan of it, and then got into racing. So
huge racing over here.
Yeah, huge racing there. That's for sure. That's for sure. What did you think about Pecco's performance?
Dude, like, that's just, it's, as a racer, it's like those are the weekends you dream of, right? Like, it was probably I'm guessing, like, it was probably like an easier race for him. Sometimes, like, I don't know, but sometimes you have those weekends where it's just like easy. It's just coming easy, and it seemed like one of those weekends for him where it was just coming easy, and he was just like, untouchable. But Martin showing like his speed still made him like stay on his toes, but yeah,
he was able to work away from him a little bit and just have that gap.
Yeah,
it's only a 10-point gap now in the points too, so it's like, dude, if this shit keeps up, Jorge Martin's gonna have to like sund it and pull a win, right?
Oh, I think it's already there. Like, it's full on, like 10 points in that series. And like, those guys bin it on the regular too. Like,
right.
Like which is crazy to me. Like, I don't know, like in flat track, like, you're going for a championship. If you crash out, it's like really, really bad. Like, you're probably not going to be in the championship that year. But I mean, the season's long in MotoGP, but those guys, I feel like they're bending it on the regular. Like, how many times did Pecco even crash the years he won the championship? Like, it's gnarly. Like, how many times they crash out of the race and still are in the hunt for the title.
Dude, he's only 10 points back, and he had a super tough start of the season, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it looked like until a couple of rounds ago, it looked like it was going to be like Jorge Martin's season all year. And last couple of rounds, like, Pecco's like, nah, man, just hold up.
Right? Yeah.
Like, have you been in that situation before where you're like you're only 10 points ahead and your competition's right behind you? Or
yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, I've never had a huge gap per se. Like, I've led the championship for 3/4 of the season. I've gone into the finale with a shot at the title and stuff like that. So it's always been closer for me, for sure.
Okay. So what does that do pressure wise to you?
Like,
your whole psyche, like, how does it affect your mindset when you go to grid up even?
I don't know. It's just trying to relive the glory days, man. but yeah, looking back on some of it, like, I was so invested. I wanted it so bad. Like, I was racing with my brother as well, and like, I was so invested on that championship, and I would even be like, I would get like annoyed with my brother when he would like battle me for position, but it's like because I was so invested in that championship thing. But like, looking back on it now, I'm kind of like feel almost like ignorant, like that I was even annoyed with my brother that he was like battling me for positions in those main events, like, just because I was going for the title. Like, he was out there for his deal too. But like, you're just like so laser focused on that one task. which is so nice where I'm at in life now. I did that for so long, like 18, 19 years full time. It's so nice where I'm at in life now, where I can enjoy it. I can hit the cool events, enjoy it, have some beers, like enjoy it. I don't have to live this like perfect racer life. Like I can enjoy my life and like eat cake and drink beer at the same time, like whatever.
Yeah. Maybe we should start. Maybe we should go hit up your boy Heron and maybe get on that good boy vodka money.
Yeah, the alcohol sponsor is the next on my program. I had New Belgium Brewing for like 4 or 5 years, and then yeah, so which was
tire in the house.
Yeah, dude, I was more Voodoo Ranger side, but it was a sick program. So yeah, hoping to that.
We have a comment from Mr. Peter Pan himself, Trevor Watson.
Oh yeah.
And he makes an interesting point. He says once Jorge Martin signed to Aprilia, he lost a bunch of points. And dude, you know what? Like if you draw a line in the sand and point to when he signed with Aprilia for next year, his results with the Ducati started to go down. So do you think there's a little politics there too? Maybe?
Oh, hell yeah.
Dude, you know there's going to be all sorts of conspiracies about that, like right away. Like now Marquez is going to have the good stuff so he can go beat Martin. Like I've already heard that one as well too. Like
yeah,
I don't know, dude. Like
yeah. But the Bastianini too, like that dude
Yep.
got on the box, and he didn't start getting on the box until they announced that Marquez was going to take his job next year.
Yep. And then now he's going to KTM. So
yeah, right.
Dude, it's wild what that does sometimes when you're fighting for your life per se, because it's these guys' lives. Like with the Gian Antonio last year, like how the heck did he like have that performance at the end of the year?
Yeah,
like, he's killing it this year too. But like when he was fighting for his ride, like you just find that extra level sometimes. That's where I guess going back to the championship thing, like the years when I was going for the championship, it was like you'd end up in the main event and you would just be at the front with the other contenders. You just find that extra level somehow. It seems like, when you're fighting for it, like
you just find it. Like, are you digging deep?
You dig deep. You gotta find that dog in you. Dude, but it's true. Like, man, you ever like line up on the line next to a guy and you're just so determined that you're gonna beat that guy to the first corner? It works. Like, it works. If you're determined enough to beat that dude to the first corner, like it works. Like in my experience, you just gotta want it.
You just gotta want it. Nice.
Yeah.
And then lots of comments about Acosta.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck's been going on with that dude? Like he's been kind of running towards front the whole, the start of his rookie season. In the last couple of rounds, he's either been on his face or whatever. What's the deal there, you think?
Top 7.
No? You got nothing?
I got nothing for you there, man. But
how about you, Ricky-Bobby? Baby Jeebus?
Baby Jeebus, yeah. I think he's just still trying to figure it out. Trying to go 10/10 on that bike is a major effort, and trying to find that fine line that he's used to doing. Like, look at him in Moto 2. He was doing the same thing in Moto 2. Next year, dude, the kid's going to be on rails.
Yeah.
For sure. He's just like Mark. Again, Mark's talent is phenomenal. I cannot argue that he is an amazing talent. And he came out on that Honda first rip, won his 3rd race at Coda, and then just chipped away at the championship and was always there pushing Jorge and Danny all the way to the end and then won it. I mean, like kids, nowadays that doesn't happen. You can't just get a rookie in there. And they had like the Marquez rule, and they're not allowing any of the rookies going straight to a factory ride in. Yeah. So
that was the Ben Spies rule, actually, if you recall.
Was
correctly,
it?
Mr.
Oh, it was?
Historical facts
Look
guy.
Look at you. So Mark navigated around that, or they passed.
Of course, he's Spanish.
Yeah, that's the original Baby
Spanish
Jesus.
privilege.
That's the original Baby Jeebus.
Right.
So, but yeah, I mean, I think Pedro will be on rails next year, man, and then he's going to be on the factory team, factory support. They love that kid. Like, he's going to be legit next year. That's for sure.
So Sammy, we're done we've kind of gone through the races. Like, what's your aspirations road racing wise? Like, are you gonna hang up the shoe and put your your leathers with knee sliders on more, or what's your deal?
Dude, I will say, like, of all the things I do in this world, period, riding a road race bike is like the funnest thing I do. Like, whenever I get to go do a track day, or like last year I did the GNF at Barber. Like, it's, for me, it's like the funnest thing I do. Just ripping around a road race course, and because I've got to do it like a decent amount over the years, but I'm still honing my skills at it. So like my level for improvement is still kind of high. So every time I do it, I'm like, I'm getting better, kind of at a decent rate still, and I just love it. It's so fun. I've been going in circles my whole life, so it's so fun to go to ride. Like, I mean, you guys get it. You love it, obviously, as well. You said you're going to Coda soon, right? So
this coming weekend. Yeah.
I was about to say, are you going to be around in late September? I got a track day at Roebling on 9/23 on Monday, so check your calendar.
Yeah, check my calendar.
Yeah, you're welcome to come and hang out, man.
Wow, I'm not going to freaking come and hang out. I'm going to get on a bike.
Well, no, we will have a bike for you.
Okay, I'm going to flex on Bobby again. I'm going to flex on Bobby again right now. Dude, I've got a weekend event at Laguna Labor Day weekend.
Hey, if you can fly out and make it, he will have you on a bike.
I might even have a bike I could put you on.
Yeah.
Like a fleet of Yamaha. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I don't have a fleet of Yamahas, but we do have some Triumphs you can ride. So,
dude, that's sick. Yeah. So I'm trying to get more into it. Actually, I was trying to race the Ridge last weekend. I was watching the hooligan class pretty closely. I was thinking about doing that class just because, it's maybe the class with the least amount of depth right now. And I'm obviously like kind of I'm still honing my skills on that side of things. So I was hoping to get out there in the hooligan class. And so I was watching that class pretty closely. And then watching that rain race on the hooligans, I was like, what?
You would have done really well.
Where would I have done? I wonder. Like, hard to say. Like, really I'm such a somewhat noob on this stuff, and I don't have that much rain experience. But I don't know. I mean, the hooligan bikes are a little more upright, a little more flat track stylish, and with the rain, I was like, man, I wonder. Like, I was kind of kicking myself for not being out there. I obviously know that track as well, being from Washington State. I've rode at the Ridge a few times. Fun track for me. I like it. I don't know, how do the MotoAmerica, do the guys like it, the Ridge?
I think so.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people like that track.
Yeah. So
up and down nature of it, the up and down the gearbox and up and down geographically.
Yeah.
Elevation change action.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm kind of doing like part-time schedule now, where I race part-time in American flat track. I raced in select events. Like, I did a big event in Canada a few weeks ago. I'm doing this FIM Flat Track World Championship, which is 6 rounds in Europe here later this summer. Here coming up, actually in a couple of weeks it starts. So I'm kind of doing this like program where I'm putting together select events, and I've been trying to sell it, which like I said, I finally did with the OnlyFans program. But part of that is that I was trying to sell that. I'm like, I'm also going to try and do a couple MotoAmerica rounds, maybe a couple hill climbs, a couple of this and that, and just having fun with it as well.
Yeah.
And obviously now that content for me is going to be even more important with the OnlyFans deal. So that will play into it even better. So hopefully I can make a MotoAmerica round or 2 next year. So the goal will be to hit a couple more track days this year. Maybe I could do the GNF at Barber again, hit some more track days, keep working on that skill. And then the fall, like next year, I probably won't do the World Championship in Europe, the flat track thing. Hopefully I can knock that title off this year. And then next year, maybe focus on more stuff in the States, like the maybe some more road racing. Also, I just got my real estate license, my real estate broker license. So kind of getting ready to kick off that career. So if I'm not like off gallivanting around Europe for months at a time, I'll have a little more time to get that rolling. And so yeah, hopefully you guys see me out at MotoAmerica rounds next year, maybe in the hooligan class.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I do know a guy with a
what's your bike that you used to club race with the Wira GNF?
Yeah, so this last one I was on just a Ninja 400, just on a little baby bike.
Just the Ninja 400.
What it is? It is.
Okay.
It's like the mini bike it's like the XR 100 of road racing, right?
Mm-hmm.
which is so fun. Like I want to ride a big bike more now, but when I first got into road racing, I was just a little kid, and I jumped on an R6, and I was like, holy, like there's so much to comprehend and try and learn the techniques and all that. So then I was thankful that later on, like I think some buddies got R3s or Ninja 400s or whatever, and I got to ride those a little bit more and kind of was slow things down. Like, okay, you can learn a little bit more, maybe like the style a little easier and how to use the whole track and get more closer to the limit of the bike. And then since then, I've got to jump on the big bike a little bit. Like I rode not Ricky-Bobby's, but Robbie-Bobby's Triumph. Triumph that old Bagger Bob used to race. The Triumph triple of Robbie-Bobby McClendon. I've rode that a few times. I think I ripped that at Jennings last year. That thing is super fun. And so, and then actually last year I spent some time in France with my buddy Valentin Debise, who I got to know just briefly when he was here in the States. And then when I was in Europe this last year, went and killed some time at his place. He's got like a nice spot in the mountains in the south of France. And one day we just went and hit a track day at Aragon, and he let me ride his R1 at Aragon. And dude, like I've rode a 1,000 before and been just like kind of like a little shook after riding 1,000 before. Like what the heck? Like this is a lot. But riding his bike was so easy. Like his bike was so dialed in, so easy to ride. It was like not intimidating at all. Like the other thousands I rode. Maybe I rode like older ones that didn't have TC or whatever. I don't know. But his was so smooth and easy to ride. And that track was pretty cool.
So you just like hang out with the bees. You know, just ride his R1 at Aragon. Like no big deal.
Front runner in World Supersport.
I had such a good time that after we just did Rossi's again in January. After Rossi's, I like flew to Valentin's house just to hang out a little bit. Also in the winter, like I don't know, like I don't have a job. I guess I just do whatever.
Yeah, living the dream, dude.
I pretty much hate you.
I'm trying to get some responsibility in my life. Like I have my real estate license, but I still don't. I still got no responsibilities. I just do whatever I want. So.
You hitting up Rispoli on some real estate tips?
Yeah. We've been talking a little bit here and there, and he called me to hit me up about some like investment stuff. Just because I've always been like pretty into investing my own money in the stock market and real estate and stuff like that. We talked a little bit about brokerages and stuff because I'm trying to decide what brokerage to sign with. Real estate Rispoli's got some competition now.
I know, dude.
But I'm North Carolina. He's got that down in Florida.
Yeah, for sure.
So do you, Ricky-Bobby, do you want to get to some of the comments, or have you been watching them? Or
I've been trying to keep up. I was told not to look at the comments. Thanks, who was texting me on that.
Yeah, was that me?
No, that wasn't you. That was somebody else.
Somebody else? Okay.
Yeah,
dude, I've been making a massive effort to not lose track in the comments because, dude, it like you could catch a comment while you're talking and lose your train of thought.
I know. Right? It's been pretty lively. I know that a lot of people have been
a lot of people commenting. I even see some people that I haven't seen in a while. Jason Curtis from Birdworks. He's the bicycle graphics dude.
Okay.
So I guess Jason's gonna help my team and I with like some kind of kit design for the tour.
Ooh,
yeah,
nice.
San Francisco to LA tour charity ride thing.
Yeah,
so good times there.
Need to get Sammy on that.
Yeah, dude, you should come ride bicycles from Fisherman's Wharf to Santa Monica Pier, bro.
Dude, I love riding bicycles. I'm a big biker.
Yeah, dude. So, let's see here. Jesus Christ, dude! I'm scrolling, dude.
Yeah, I told you it's like
a novella, dude.
I know it's been picking up.
Oh my goodness, lots of comments here.
I see your boy Chili's on there.
Chili, my teammate with the tour, Chili, a longtime friend.
Friend out
obviously, Righty's here. Martin's Life in a Hangar.
Yep.
Says he's got a bunch of comments here.
He wants to get on.
World Traveler calls us deplorables.
Yeah, that's Hank Miller from Track Day Junkies.
That's real. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro.
For sure. Thanks, dude. He had a good trash talk Tuesday today, so it's pretty solid.
And Martin's life is in the hangar. Agreed with me about your eye contact. Apparently,
Okay. All right.
like you had dude earlier in the show. You had the crazy eyes, like staring at the camera. Like I can't even do it.
It's getting late.
Like, yeah, dude. And Sean Summers says that your microphone looks like a shower head.
It does.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it does. It does. Sean Summers also wants to know how much skin does Sammy have to show for the OnlyFans?
So actually, good question. Thank you.
Yes.
I will field this one.
Okay.
So my OnlyFans is actually based off of Only Slams. So they call me the Slammer, and I got a lot of slams. I've already loaded some like never before seen slams / takeouts onto my OnlyFans. So no, it's nice because well, it's a little bit like hard to get our followers on OnlyFans because you got to like put a credit card in, you got to verify you're over 18. So it's like a little bit of a process to get on. It's not that hard, but just to get anyone to do anything is hard, obviously. But it's cool because then we're on this platform that, you know, it's free to subscribe. And then I'm able to post like kind of whatever I want a little bit more so that I'm not being judged by my, you know, 30,000 followers on Instagram or whatever, where it's like, you know, like you're a little more under the limelight. Like here, if they're following me on OnlyFans, they care, they're following, like they went through that process, they're following. So I can post stuff that's a little more edgy, like this AMA is probably not following me there. So I can post like, you know, a little bit more of that raw, like racing stuff. And I always run my Insta360 camera on my race bikes, which is cool. I'm like the only one that does it in the Pro Series. And so I have like all that content, and, you know, I be slamming. So we be posting them slams, only slams. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to like playing it up on there a little bit more and being a little more edgy on there, a little more unfiltered, and just kind of, you know, adjusting and finding what works.
PC.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yeah, I'm at a good point in my career with it too. Like I've already, you know, run my career pretty much where I've like, now I'm at the fun stage of my career, so I can like have
You're
fun.
like, go ahead and try to cancel me.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah.
Well, and then you got to follow Sammy on his OnlyFans account to get all the footage from the FIM Flat Track World Championships.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, wow.
Come on.
Okay.
Got to get on that.
Yeah.
So I will definitely be signing up. Faux show.
You're going to sign up for OnlyFans?
Yes.
Only slams. Only slams.
Only slams. And I will specifically tell my wife that that's the only reason why I'm signing up for OnlyFans.
Yeah. Good luck with that, dude.
No, hey, you can follow Josh Heron too, right? They're actually, it's crazy. They're like bringing on athletes like almost every day. Like,
they're trying really hard to get away from the whole, you know, more skin side of it. And I know they're really trying to make some of those. Joe Roberts or John Hopkins was talking about, you know, the OnlyFans, and they're trying to get more athletes and action star athletes and people on there.
Yeah.
So.
And it's actually kind of, there's some good things about the platform. There's a reason why it's been so successful. It's actually like a really good platform in the sense that you can really connect with your audience more, like in a really kind of more like direct way. So like if there's, you know, if they want to interact a little more directly with the athlete, stuff like that, there's kind of different avenues to interact through the platform, and also like a lot of avenues for the content creators to make money. And you can leave them tips, all that stuff as well. But yeah, there's just kind of some cool different features on the platform. I'm just getting used to it, but it seems like some cool stuff.
No, that's awesome. I think that's really cool.
So there's a bunch of comments in response to the Kayla Yaakov commentary early on as well.
Oh yeah.
World Traveler says too many youngins made the jump to Supersport and getting whooped. It takes Superbike talent to beat her. And even if he had to eat crow, he didn't think she could do it. So,
all right, Hank,
enjoy that crow, brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, put a little salt on there. You know what I mean? Put it in a bun, like a hot dog. That's the way to do it, right?
Show.
Yeah, so massive comments. Dude, I don't know. I'm not going to get to all these comments.
Yeah.
Man. Dude,
that's awesome. You guys got the fans engaging like that. That's sick. I want to do some live stuff like this for the flat track side of things.
Yeah. I mean, I started doing the live thing as a kind of a joke. You know, Stan Bolin and I, like 2020, we couldn't go racing, and I couldn't do the track day thing.
Right.
So we're like, shit, let's just talk shit about racing, you know. And I never thought it would turn into anything, and now, you know, I mean, it's still nothing. Like, what, I make $150 a month or something on YouTube?
Dude, you
like,
hit 46K today.
Did I?
Yeah, you're 46.4 or whatever when I checked earlier.
Yeah,
today.
something happened. I mean, on the show, Ricky-Bobby and I had Michael Hill from, you know, World Superbike and MotoAmerica on the show, like, what, 3 weeks ago, a month ago?
I don't
know, 5 weeks? I don't know.
Yeah.
A while back.
Yeah.
And since we had that guy on, I mean, we've gained, like, the show, like, the channel's gained like 15,000 followers or something crazy.
Wow.
It's jumped up.
Like literally, you could mark it on the calendar from the day, dude. Like, we had that dude on, and then we had this massive spike of growth.
Yeah.
And it's just continuing on. I don't know.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, man. It's been a lot of fun.
That's awesome. And it's your racing people too. It's like you're talking to your audience, which is good.
Yeah.
There are
we're talking to, you know, dum-dums like us.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so do you have anything you'd like to wrap up with, dude? Do you want to thank somebody, or?
I mean, I'm glad that we got to talk about like my aspirations to get into MotoAmerica, since that's obviously like the audience here. So yeah, I'm going to keep pushing for that and keep trying to do some more track days and get out there with your community. And like I said, I love it. Like, I love road racing. It's so fun. Love watching it, love doing it. So hope to get more involved and see me out at the track.
Yeah. You know what? There's the challenge, dude. Labor Day weekend. Laguna Seca. You're invited.
Or
it's on the internet, so must
driving one state away and come hang out Roebling Road.
Sick.
Or that.
Sick.
Yeah, your Roebling Road. I'd want to go to that, dude. But I think I'm going to be on the tour still.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gone Labor Day, like over in Europe or whatever. But I'll we'll see when we can.
Yeah, man.
I'll be bugging you guys now that you put that out there. You'll be getting my texts every day. I'm one of those annoying racer guys. I'm like, hey, what'd you say about that ride?
No, dude.
You're like, where's the discount code? Like,
yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, show.
So should be a good time, man.
All right, Dustin, what do you got?
Well, dude, thanks to everybody for watching this stuff, you know, commenting on this, and you know, it's given us the ability to have cool guests on, like this slamming dude right here. So, you know, and Sammy, seriously, dude, thanks for jumping in on this and talking crap with these two dum-dums.
Yeah, man, I enjoyed it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, I really appreciate you know, just chatting with me on Instagram. It was cool. That's how we got this whole thing started. It was like, I know you hang out at Wade Lomas's place, and you hang out with Blake and do some flat tracking up at Masters Motorplex. Now I got to remember how many.
Yeah, I'm like a new North Carolina guy. I just moved up here, so I'm just like, know these parts. But yeah, it's been really good.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Yeah, man, thank you. Really appreciate everybody being out. I know it's late for us East Coasters, but thank you again for joining. And we are on next weekend is Laguna, right?
Yeah, not this weekend. Next weekend.
Next weekend. Yeah. And then we have World Superbike is also next weekend. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, this weekend I'm going to be busy. I'm riding Coda.
Riding Coda. Because you're douche.
Okay, riding Coda, eating breakfast tacos, and barbecue. That's basically the mission.
Living your best life.
The Coda boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fun, Sean Summers says to trade the track day for OnlyFans decals. No, he didn't say decals, but I added that.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Right on.
Right.
Hey, thank you guys for watching the weekend hangover, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Peace
out.